Ladies and gentlemen, Senator Adam Shifty Schiff just went up on mainstream media and told what is perhaps the most shameless lie of his entire career. And now, I know that's hard to believe because literally all he does is lie, but this one is particularly egregious. So today, what I want to do with you guys is break down everything that Senator Adam Shifty Schiff had to say, all of his lies, then I want to go over the ongoing progressive meltdown with you guys. And by the way, I think you guys are going to like today's episode because beyond going over all of Adam Schiff's lies, we're going to be covering what can only be described as an ongoing Democrat exodus out of Washington, D.C. And it's happening right now. But okay, folks, without further delay, let's just get right into things, starting with Adam Schiff and what he had to say about the Department of Government Efficiency.
Let's go stateside here as the attorneys general in 14 states have filed a lawsuit against Elon Musk, arguing that his unbridled power to dismantle entire government agencies and access sensitive data is unconstitutional.
Have you guys noticed that they keep screaming about things being unconstitutional, but they never actually explain why? That's a little bit weird. It's almost like they're just making it up. But okay, Adam Schiff, take it away.
What are your colleagues saying about the authority that's been given to Musk and his Doge team without congressional approval? And how do you expect this to play out in courts?
Well, initially, I think the opposition was really just from Democrats in the Congress, concerned about the unlawful nature of these actions, the harmful, destructive nature of these actions, thousands and thousands of Americans losing their jobs, but also losing important work that is really central to our national security interests, the dismantling of USAID, for example.
Oh no, we're at risk of losing USAID and all of these super duper important jobs inside of the federal government. Now, of course, at this point, we all know that USAID was effectively a multi-billion-dollar slush fund for the Democrats and that our federal workforce has been completely oversized and absolutely bloated. In fact, take a look at this. I was curious and took a look through Joe Biden's final jobs report, and as it would turn out, 70% of all jobs created were created in the government sector. And guess what? 99.2% of all jobs went to foreign-born laborers. And no, I'm not kidding. In fact, I wish I was. So what this means is that almost all of the jobs that Joe Biden created during his time in the White House were just unnecessary jobs in the federal government. In fact, remember when he hired 87,000 new IRS agents? That's the sort of stuff that we're talking about here. But okay, folks, this is where Adam Schiff tells his massive lie. Take a look.
But one thing I think it's really important for the American people to understand that's really behind all this. Why these cuts? Why the urgency? Why is the Trump administration and Elon Musk doing this? Basically, they need to come up with trillions to fund a tax cut for wealthy people and corporations.
Do you hear that? According to Senator Adam Shifty Schiff, the only reason that the Trump administration is looking to clean up our federal budget is because they need to make room for a bunch of tax cuts for the rich. Folks, do you think Adam Schiff has any idea how dumb he sounds? In fact, how dumb does he think we are? This is just gold medal Olympic level mental gymnastics. In fact, I really think it speaks volumes into the mindset of the Democrats. They're so used to profiting off of all this corruption in the federal government, they can't even begin to fathom that the Trump administration would be doing something purely because it's good for America. They're all sitting here like, doing something that's good for America? We can't make any money off of that. Because seriously, that's how these corrupt Democrats have been operating for decades. For them, elected office is just a position with which they can make money. That's what it's all about as far as they're concerned. That much is painfully obvious. And so this is why all of these corrupt Democrats are so confused right now, because for them, the concept of America first just doesn't exist inside of their brains, because for them, it's all about money first. And hey, as we've all seen with this USAID stuff, they've all been caught with their hands inside of the cookie jar. So here's what I want to do now with you guys. I want to take a look at the ongoing progressive meltdown that's taking place as all of this waste, fraud, and corruption is being brought to light. And I'll tell you what, folks, I think you're all going to enjoy this part. But first, I want to say real quick that if you guys enjoy the daily news coverage, please consider subscribing to the channel because it really does help a lot with my daily struggle against the YouTube algorithm. But okay, now I want you guys to take a look at something that I have a feeling is going to absolutely blow your minds. Right now, in the Washington, D.C. area, there is a mass exodus of progressives and Democrats looking to skip town. What you can see here is that there is a massive uptick in people trying to sell their homes and get out of their apartment leases in the Washington, D.C. area. In fact, so many people are trying to get out of town that it's actually caused a micro housing market crash in the Washington, D.C. area. Seriously, you can't make this stuff up. And here, take a look at this report. DC real estate surges, 14,825 homes listed among speculation. Recent data shows a significant increase in property listings in Washington, D.C. and Arlington, Virginia, with over 14,825 homes being listed in a short period of time. Properties range in price from $579,000 to $3.5 million, with many high-value homes being included. So hey, I guess you could say that the swamp is quite literally getting drained, but hey, you know what? It gets even crazier. Take a look at this. This is data pulled from a website called Google Trends, in which we can track the rate at which people are looking up certain keywords on Google in certain geographic areas, in this case, Washington, D.C. So what we can see is that on February 2nd, there was a massive influx of people in Washington, D.C. that started Googling some pretty curious phrases, such as criminal defense attorney, statute of limitations, wire transfer, and sell house. So hey, I don't know about you guys, but me personally, I think it's just a little bit curious that right as the Department of Government Efficiency started exposing all of the waste, fraud, and corruption inside of our federal government, people in Washington, D.C. started looking up all of that stuff on Google. But hey, who knows? Maybe it's just a weird coincidence. However, with that being said, I'd be curious to know what Senator Adam Shifty Schiff's internet history looks like. Because as we saw, on top of all of those very curious Google searches, you've got multi-million-dollar homes being listed as well. Trump and his team at the Department of Government Efficiency have these corrupt swamp beasts absolutely scared. They're running for the hills. And I'll tell you what, between you and me, I don't really think that innocent people are frantically Googling criminal defense attorney, statute of limitations, and wire transfer. That is some pretty shady behavior, especially when considering the time at which all of that is taking place. These Washington, D.C. swamp beasts know it's only a matter of time before they get caught. The writing is on the wall, so they're all jumping ship like a bunch of rats on a sinking boat. But now, folks, when you look at the bigger picture here, in my mind, it's plain to see that this country is changing fast, and unless you're a corrupt, progressive swamp beast, I think we can all agree that things are changing for the better. So hey, folks, here's my final thought of the video. I look at everything that's going on, and it seems pretty clear to me that President Trump really is delivering on his promise to make America great again. And regardless of how much these corrupt Democrats like Adam Schiff scream and cry about their taxpayer-funded slush fund getting shut down, USAID, we are making this country great again, and America first is inevitable. And you know what? Thank God the days are coming to an end of unelected Washington, D.C. swamp beasts stealing money from hardworking Americans. These people thought that they could do this with complete and total impunity, but guess what? They were wrong. And so you know what? I think that's going to be a wrap for this one. So please go down below in the comments. Let me know what you think. Please like the video if you liked it. Like I said earlier, please consider subscribing to the channel. It really does help a lot. Thank you all very much for watching. And of course, as always, stay safe.